And now we're live. Wow, that touch up. Hey, if you guys are just joining in, give me a shout out. Who's watching? I got three little eyeballs up here. I wish it told me who I was watching. Comment section is open. Chat is open. We're gonna wait for a few more people to jump on board. But if you are just now joining us, we are drawing the names for my 2023 holiday giveaway. You guys are getting your choice of a Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro or a Anycubic Photon Mono 2. And we have a runner-up prize of some filament and some resin that we're going to be giving away. So great. Hey, Turbo Triton, Ty, I knew you too. We'll be first in line. Good to see you guys. How was your holiday? Holiday is still going on my end. Never a dull day. I'm having myself a nice drink. Richard, good to see you, buddy. You guys are all here. We are all doing it. So I was looking at some of my stats from this time last year, and you guys, I had about 12 patrons this time last year, and I still did the contest. What's up, Ace? Good to see you, man. I just want to thank all of you guys because this thing has grown massively in the last year or so. I went from having about 12 patrons to about having almost 60 at the time of this reviewing, which at 60, I want to release those additional morpher shells. So, you guys, some friends, let me know. But we've grown massively, and I ended up quitting my job in August to do this full time. And I don't think I could have reached that milestone, one, without quitting my job, and two, without you guys constantly supporting me and, giving me ideas to give you guys for your Patreon. And I love doing what I do. That great power sword that I released today, the thing is huge. It is huge. It's kind of like the size of my Buster sword that's right here in the corner, which I need to hang up. So I need to fix that and probably hang it up. But it's huge, and I had a lot of fun making that a thing. Thank you, Chai. I really do appreciate it. Is there a way? Oh, yeah, you can show. There you go. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. I've come a long way modeling and making things work. A lot of people are enjoying my kits that I do every once in a while. Those like the Morpher or like the weapons where you can add LEDs and add Arduino stuff to it. So I kind of had an idea to add a tier for just that. Because people were asking me, they don't want the statues, they don't want the cosplay props. Other people wanted just a tier for a kit or something. So I might go ahead and add that for just doing that. So wanted to kind of check out what you guys thought about that. If that's something that people would be interested in, or if you guys would be interested in. It won't be as expensive a month like the basic tier. Probably maybe cheaper. I don't know. I have to work out the math to make sure that it makes sense. So we're gonna wait for a few more people, and then we're gonna jump right into the giveaway. We had a lot of entries. I was not expecting that many entries. I did this last year with only my 12 patrons and did not get as many entries as I got this time. So you guys were hauling ass with those printers. You guys were printing up a storm, and you guys, they look great. I'm so, like, I feel great that you guys are taking my models and you guys are printing them off. Granted, it was a little incentive in there for you, but I'm not going to mention that at all. So you guys had a great time. Dude, Turbo, my man, when I saw you print that power sword, now that was a massive project. I didn't think it would be that big, but it turned out to be ginormous. So props on you, man. Are you planning on painting it and giving it that silver shine, like, or are you just going to put it together and put it in a corner like I did with this Buster sword? I think it's been sitting there a few months now, actually. And I actually had to put it behind the door because there's no place else in my room to put it. Everything has something on the walls. So couldn't really do that. Mike Lowry, still trying. What are you trying? What are you trying to try? What are you trying to try to try? I don't know if that makes sense, but hey, that power sword, I hope you guys enjoy that. That came from the new comic book that's been written by Amy Jo Johnson, which it's going to be like a year before we get our hands on it for some reason, but whatever. Anyways, they're dropping like cool little arts and stuff like that. And I got a picture of Old Man Jason in that massive power sword. Like I have the power sword on my wall here, but it's not like the massive blade that I saw on that one. So that was pretty cool. And I just had to make it. I had to make it. So I'm hoping she releases more character art so I can see the weapons so I can model those too. If not, I might just get creative and do my own thing. Who knows? Got to warm up a bit out here in the garage. It's cold here in Ohio. Oh, I bet, dude. I bet. How are you printing in that kind of temperature? Are you resin printing and or do you have your FDMs out there too? I have my FDMs in my closet with a few out in the garage, but most of my resin printers are out in the garage, and I live in the desert, so it does get pretty cold, but not Ohio code. No way. True 3D printer person just prints everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. You're not lying about that. Print and not get that Saturn 3 Ultra. I have not seen the Saturn 3 Ultra. Didn't they just release the Saturn Jupiter SE? I thought Uncle Jesse did a video on that. I haven't had time to watch it yet, but Jupiter SE, there you go. Hoping to be able to sub soon. Love your models. Thank you, that guy, B. I hope you do sub soon because January, if you looked at all my teasers, I do all of my posts public. So if you looked at all the teasers that I have planned for January, it's going to be an explosive month. So make sure you do jump on board. And hey, you'll be one more patron to where I can release these morpher shells that I have. So that'd be great. I'll be printing that sword. I can't wait to see you print that sword, dude. Print it. I got to see it. I want to see it. I haven't had time to print it on my end, but it'll be worth it. Printers are in the house. Yeah, my printers are in the house except for my resin, but I don't have a lot of room. I literally have a closet. There's a walk-in closet in my office that I use for my printers, and I have my Cobra, my Sidewinder, my Vox Lab, and my Anchor Make all in there. And then in my garage, I have my Chiron, my ANET, and my longer MK5, which are all downstairs. And then all of my resin printers are in the garage. So 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Where are you at, dude? Because I don't know how you guys can do these. It's like maybe 40 degrees where I'm at right now, and that's just because it's nighttime. Got to get paint in the garage. Yeah, I'm getting a airbrushing kit soon because I want to start painting. I'm not really big on painting, but I want to start doing that. My resin printer is in the kitchen. Really? In the kitchen? Wow, dude. How's that working? Like, are you afraid you might like get resin on your food? Like, I need to see a picture. Boston. Nice. Nice. I've always wanted to go to Boston. I've never been there before. Be right back. Hold that thought. Oh, wait, never mind. I don't know how many of you guys have actually built the power morpher here. I was going to show you, but my battery is actually dead. So I'm going to have to plug it in directly into the Arduino. So just so you guys get a live demonstration of how this thing works. At least I hope it still works. It's been sitting on my shelf after I built it. It's kind of like said, whoops. Yep, so I have it set to the white tiger coin. So when you pop it in, I modified it with this button here. It used to be a reed switch, but the reed switch, it died after the magnet. So when you pop this bad boy in, it lights up. I mean, it really lights up because it's white. And then push the button on the side and you got your morphing power. But I just wanted you guys to see, like, this is something that I spent months on doing. Some of you guys aren't that old patrons who saw me working on the first model of this thing, but this thing has been in my queue since May. I went to Taiwan. And that's when I started building this for work. But this thing right here, this is my pride and joy. I love this thing so much. So there will be some updates, there will be some modifications, but like I said, when I hit 60 patrons, I have the classic morpher shell that you guys can throw in here, as well as the master morpher shell that you guys can customize and make your morpher the way you want to. Right now, it's my custom design that's on there, so if you guys want, you can stick with that, but I will go ahead, once I hit 60 patrons, I'm just blasting it out. I want to release my master morpher shell and the classic morpher shell. So there you go. You got a full demonstration of this awesome, time-consuming, very frustrated piece of machinery here, and I gotta say, I'm in love with it. I love it. All right. Oh, you got it in a tint window. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I need to learn how to airbrush because I have no idea like what kind of airbrush kits are out there, vinyl or whatever. I will. Boston. Never been. Want to go. Maybe if there's a Comic-Con or something out there, I can go down there and set up shop. I know they do cons all the time. Okay? Cool. So let's get down to business. The reason why all of you guys are here is because you have entered my 2021 giveaway for the holidays. I do this every year as often as I can, just to give you guys a little something for me to use to say thank you for being a patron. You don't have to be a patron because Patreon has this weird gambling thing on there. So you can get my models off Etsy if you guys are planning on jumping on board, but didn't really want to be a patron. So I think I mentioned that in the rules. So the rules were simple. All you had to do was print out something, post it up on social media, and tag me in it. And then I would tag or tally out those tags and then put it in a name randomizer, which I have sitting by right now with all the names in there. And we would pick a winner. So first prize winner, that's the grand prize. You will get your choice of an Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro or an Anycubic Photon SE. So you got your choice between a PLA filament printer or a resin printer. Most people wanted one or the other. I couldn't choose which one I wanted to give away, but I decided to give you guys the option of making it your choice. Now, if you don't win, do not log off. Don't cancel your membership because there is a runner-up prize. You will win 3 kilograms of either Elegoo Premium PLA, which is what I personally use. That's what I use to make this monster of a sword back here. Or 3 kilograms of my favorite resin, Soraya Tech Fast Curing Gray, which is the most amazing stuff I've ever used before. So you'll be getting some of that from me to you. Last year I gave away a Mars 2 Pro, which was my very first resin printer, and I still use that printer to today. Like I have 3 of those sitting in my garage, and they are just cranking away right now as we speak, actually. So people have loved that printer, and you guys have tuned in. So I'm up in the ante. I'm giving away more sophisticated printers. If you live in another country, we'll hash out the details after the live stream. I will message you on Patreon and on social media to let you know that you are winning if you're not watching it here. But you can, do the rewatch if you missed the live stream. Okay, cool. That sounds like a good plan. All right, so let me share my screen and we are going to start. So this first drawing is going to go for the grand prize winner of the Elegoo Neptune Pro or the Anycubic Photon Mono 2. Now the Mono 2 is a DLP printer, still uses resin, but you get a lot more precision with your prints with that one. So this is like using it to build statues actually. And it does use, it gives a little bit more quality to minis, okay? So without further ado, let's see who our first winner is. And go. Oh, Turbo Triton, my guy. Look at you over on Instagram. Dude, you did some really thick printing over there. Great job and congratulations. You just won yourself your choice of an Elegoo Neptune 3 Pro or an Anycubic Photon S Mono, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. You guys got it. Congratulations, buddy. I'm glad you guys got it. All right, so do not go away because we have one more drawing to do. We need to figure out who's going to win the runner-up prize. So I got to remove you because you can't win twice, unfortunately. So bloop. We're going to pick another name, and this person will win 3 kilograms of resin as well as, or or 3 kilograms of PLA. All right, cool. Pick another name. Here we go. Who's it gonna be? Nico Les Etiles de Nico. I know he's a guy over in France, and he's not watching right now. This kid did a lot of printing. Like, he did a lot of printing. He tagged me freaking everywhere, and he did a lot of printing. So congrats to him. He will be getting 3 kilograms of PLA and or 3 kilograms of resin. So there you have it, folks. Contest is done deal. Trenton, if you're still on, dude, where are you? Like, are you here in the States or are you international? I pray that you are here in the States because this will be so much easier to get you to get you your printer. So I hope that you are here in the States. So, oh, thank God, Youngstown. Yeah, you said Ohio. Duh. Sorry about that. Give me a little bit of some feedback. Which one are you gonna go for? You're gonna go for the Neptune Pro or you're gonna go for the DLP? Let me know. Let me know right now because I'm curious because I'm looking for a new printer. Maybe not another resin printer, but if the price is right, maybe. But I'm looking for that new printer, like maybe the Neptune 4. Neptune 4. And he has spoken. Sorry, Neptune 3 Pro. Neptune 3 Pro. You got it, buddy. It's coming to you. I'm gonna get it out to you this weekend. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know when it arrives. It's going to be fun. Congrats all and thanks, Hero, for running. You are welcome, my dude. You are welcome indeed. I appreciate every single last one of you. Now, I started doing last year, doing weekly live streams, and I kind of want to try doing that again. The problem is that I'm not really much of a talker. Like, seeing you guys in the chat is keeping me going in terms of talking. So if it's like one person that's watching, I'm not going to really do much of a live stream. But if I get like you guys, talking to me and I can put your chats up on the screen and we can chat about, Power Ranger stuff or 3D printing stuff, dude, I'm all for it. And I really want to do this maybe once a week, maybe Friday nights or maybe Monday nights, Tuesday nights, whatever. I'll do a poll on the Patreon and let you guys know. But I really want to, start doing something more for you guys in terms of content, I guess, doing live streams. If you guys aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, check it out. I do a lot of videos, not as often as I would like because I'm extremely busy and keeping a schedule on YouTube is like very, very hard. But I want to try and do more of that too. So that'll be fun. That'll be great. And thank you guys for tuning in. Congrats to our winners, Nico and Turbo Trenton. You guys did great. I'm excited to get you guys out your gifts. And yeah, let me know what you guys print. So January is going to be a big month, as you already see. How many of you guys have enjoyed the morpher where you get all the parts and the electronics and you can put it together and make it work? How many of you guys have enjoyed these? Because this is probably number 5 or 6 that I've done. I've done the Zeo Ranger Battle Axe. I've done the Power Sword. I've done a lot of these things where you can just print the parts, buy the materials, and put it together. Have you guys have you guys enjoyed that at all? Because this is my forte. My background is in engineering, mechanical specifically, and I love printing and I love making things like this. And I hope that you guys love doing it too. So if you guys are into this, I want to do more morphers, more like cool gadgets and doodads that you guys can put together and just kind of play with on your own. This is I love this thing. I really do, actually. Like, looking at it now, I love this thing. This thing is great. Okay. What are you printing, man? What are you printing on that resin printer? I haven't printed yet. I'm learning Bamboo Studio. Ooh, you got the Bamboo. Is that the X1 Carbon? I got the Anchormate, and I love my Anchormate, except they did an update, and now my Anchormate is acting stupid. So kind of bummed about that, but so far, I used my Anchormate to print pretty much every single part on here. So loved it, but now it's acting stupid, and I don't really know how to fix it until they do another update. So sucks. I haven't started, but I will be getting that morpher started. You do a suite of morphers, I'm in. That is the plan. That is the plan. I'm actually looking at, spoiler alert, doing a Lightspeed rescue morpher. I've been looking at all the details and kind of figuring out what I want to do with that. So that might be coming sooner than expected, So if you're not subscribed, jump on board ASAP, because that might come as soon as February. So don't want to give anything away, but there's a good chance that that might be coming out February. So jump on board. Mechanical representative, of course I'm into it. Yeah, man, I love building this stuff, dude. It's just looking at like how things work and making it work is very, like, that's my forte. Like when I was in the field, I was building monitors, like computer monitors and stuff, which is great, but it's not a power morpher. So one of the reasons why I kind of left the industry and do my own thing, because I like building things that I can use. Maybe get some movable armor. Like I see a lot of people out there building Iron Man armors, and who that Frankly Built was the first guy to do it, I think, and now everyone's doing it, and I'm kind of like over it. I want to do something else. So maybe some movable Power Ranger armor might be in the works. Not making any promises, but there's a good chance. I would love to print the morph and give it a try. Give it a try, dude. I have a full instruction manual in there for you, and I literally just updated it too to include the button here instead of using the reed switch. I recommend doing it with the button. The button is more responsive and it's less fidgety than the reed switch. So I would recommend using the button method, and all the files for that is in there. So go for it. Ooh, where'd you get that? I want that. Where did you get that? Please link that, because I will go ahead and start printing that now and print it on my Macs. Make that a huge War Greymon. Oh, that'd be cool. Let me know where you get that. I want it. The morph is something that caught my eye for sure. Yeah, I would hope so. It took me damn near 9 months. Now, what I want to say is that it didn't take me 9 months to design it. It was a lot of off and on because I had no idea what I was doing, because I was using SolidWorks for my job. So I was very, very adept in SolidWorks. And then when I started doing this, I got into Fusion 360. It's kind of like SolidWorks, but not like SolidWorks. I had to learn the program as I was doing this. So it took longer than expected because there was no learning curve. But once I started working with the program and doing other projects with it, then I went back to this and started fixing it up. My original prototype was about 3 times the size of this. It was huge, dude. It was huge. So I actually scrapped that prototype, which I think was my V8 prototype or V7, and I knocked this out in a Sunday to get it going. In a single Sunday, I was in my computer for about 5-6 hours knocking this out, and this is where it's been since. So I did a lot of minor tweaking, but ever since that day when I came back, I think it was the weekend after Thanksgiving, this is where I kind of left it, and it works. I like it, so I hope you will like it too. And when you do it, let me know. It'll be great. Again, I do want to give away the additional shells. There are a Master Morpher and the Classic Morpher shell. So if you want it, I got to get to 60 patrons. A1 combo. Ooh, is that the new one that just came out? The slightly smaller. I hear it's the same as the X1. It's just the filament changer isn't built in, but it has the same build volume. It uses 4 rolls, and it just doesn't have an enclosure. That's the one you're talking about, because I'm actually looking at that. I would love to do some multicolor prints. I haven't gotten into that yet. I spied a Mega Man hand cannon for January. Yes, you did, sir. Yes, you did indeed. So as you know, when I do my models, I do a V1, which is basically just the prop. You can put together, you can paint and have it. And then if I'm feeling spicy about it, I'll go ahead and do a V2, which you can add electronics, make it work. For the Mega Man in particular, I was actually having it to where when you put your hand in, there's a bar that you hold so you can aim it, right? And then on the side, there's that yellow meter that I was going to have with LEDs. However, in the barrel, when you hit the button on the inside, the barrel would flash like you're shooting, and the meter would actually deplete every time you shot. You would hold the button and have it reload and then go back to shooting. The problem with that is that is some super complicated coding, and I have not figured out how to do that yet. So the V2 for that one might be a while once I figure out how to code that stuff. My beautiful wife did actually get me a new Elegoo software kit that I've been messing with and playing with. So I might know some tricks, learn some tricks from that, and let you guys know. But that's what I want to do with the Mega Man, is have you guys be able to just shoot, pew, 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 and then have the meter here kind of deplete and then refill. That would be cool. That would be awesome. So the V2, that's my plan. So keep an eye out for that. Movable Guyver armor. Like MacGyver? Like that guy? That'd be cool. Okay, cool. Oh, it's in the Patreon. It's on Etsy. Oh, cool, sweet. I don't have to subscribe to a Patreon. I was very, 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 very ready to subscribe to another Patreon to get a War Greymon statue. I want to see what that looks like. That looks cool. I do Creo and Fusion 360. Strange so much compared to SolidWorks and Fusion. Yeah, Creo is like my when I worked for my company, the team over in Taiwan actually used Creo. And then they had to use SolidWorks because we use SolidWorks here, but then we never got Creo. So Creo is okay. Never really dabbled in it, but I reckon it's a little bit more or less of the same as SolidWorks. But Fusion 360 is great. I like the cloud storage. I just think that $70 a month is a bit overpriced. But when you're looking at like SolidWorks, which for a license renewal every year is like $3,000 or $4,000, I'll go with the Fusion 360 at that point. Oh, that's the one. Oh, cool. See, how do you like it? Is it great? Because I'm looking at getting one, but 500 and some odd dollars is kind of a bit of money for me. So let me know how that's working out for you. Are you getting any clogs in the filament when it changes? I know it poops a lot. That's what I've been hearing. So you have to put like a little tray off to the side so you can collect all your filament and stuff. But how is it? Are you made any good prints? I'm really curious. Mm, yeah, I'm looking to do something like that for the V2. The Mega Man is pretty good. I'm also looking on how to do the helmet in Fusion. Fusion is not the place to kind of model helmets, but it can be done. That's why I modeled the Ranger X Casey Jones helmet that you guys got. That was pretty cool. So I'm working on finishing up a few other helmets in Fusion. It just takes a while because, like I said, it's a bit harder to use. I know people use Blender to model their stuff, but I'm not. I don't like Blender. My engineering brain, it has to be precise. You have to be exact with your dimensions to make sure things are going to fit. And Blender doesn't really give you that option to kind of measure what your tolerances are and stuff like that, which is why I like Fusion 360 because I can see if there's a half millimeter tolerance here or a millimeter tolerance there to make sure that when my printers actually print it, they meet the tolerance standards that I designed it to. Can't do that in Blender. You can do it in Fusion 360, no problem, but in Blender, you can't really do it that much. So, yeah. Guyver, he's a Toku inspired anime. I'm about to look him up right now. Let's see how complicated. Oh, I see what you're saying. My excuse is if you see if you hear a baby, that would be my child at the moment with her mom. Let me see. Share screen, present. All right, so I guess this is Guyver. This is the guy. This guy looks pretty hardcore. He kind of looks like what's that movie, Star Kid from the '90s? That little suit kid wearing that suit running around. It looks like something that I would make actually. The helmet looks fun. I've never heard of it, but maybe there's a new anime or maybe a manga. I'm really into reading manga rather than watching anime. I rather read it. It's faster, gets to the point, and if it's something that I would rather watch, then great. I started reading Attack on Titan before I watched it, so that's how I roll. You thought about doing more civilian heads for figure customs, and I'm always asking. For the legacy, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger pack, all of those Rangers have their civilian heads. So if those were the first line of Rangers, all of them, including white and green, they had their swappable heads from Tommy to the helmet. But for like Red Ranger, you also get Rocky and Jason. For Black Ranger, you get Zach and Adam. And then for Pink, you get Catherine and Kimberly, Yellow, Aisha, and Trinity. So I have civilian heads for those statues in particular. I haven't done civilian heads for the other statues because those are quite costly and they take a lot of time in order to make. So I don't do the sculpting for the statues. My buddy Pablo, whose name is on the banner, he does a lot of the sculpting for those statues because I just don't have the time. So I give him the statue pose. He does the design for it, and then he gives it to me to give to you. So the sculpting of the face and all the details takes a lot of time, according to him. So it does cost a little bit more, but maybe as the Patreon grow, I will start incorporating more of those civilian heads with that. So I mean, maybe go back to the Zeo era and add the civilian heads with that too. So yeah, I mean, as the Patreon grow, more elaborate prints are going to be done, more elaborate models are going to be made because I'll have the time, and of course I'll have the money to do it. I handle more of the technical side, so all the cosplay props, like the giant power sword that you saw there, the morpher, that's all me. But like I said, sculpting is for Pablo, and then I have another buddy, Vinay, who's over in India, who does my custom helmets. So the things that I draw up and I design, I give to him, and he makes a 3D model of it. And he does a really good job. So if you guys like the Thunder Sword helmets, the Red Dragon, the Black Lion, and the Pink Firebird, 3 out of the 5 so far, you're gonna love blue and yellow when they're done. So those are getting worked on right now. So I actually need to get in touch with Vinay because he's still on vacation and it's time to get back to work, buddy. It's the best printer I've had. I have not done a multicolor yet because all the models I've printed have been single color. I reckon that the multicolor feature is actually super complicated, but I know you got to use a particular slicer for it. You just can't throw it in Cura and have it do those different colors, right? I was working with when I worked at my job, a Raise 3D Pro 2 Plus, and it had 2 extruders that you can use 2 filaments, and the extruders switched. So you can have 2 rows of filament, they have 2 nozzles, 2 extruders, all of that, and you would have to switch extruders, and you can do it in a slicer, tell it, hey, I want this level to be red, I want this level to be blue, and it'll do it just like that. So you have to use a slicer. So I'm reckoning it's a little bit something like that. Not outside the realm of learning, I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure there's a learning curve. Get on YouTube and figure out how to use a bamboo slicer. But 4 colors, man, you can do a lot of stuff, and it saves on post print. It saves on having to print and then sand and fill with Bondo and sand some more and then paint and then fill. And if I could just do a helmet where I can just get my colors in, I would not be opposed to just having a raw print as a main helmet instead of having to paint it. That's just me. I really don't have the time these days to get out in the garage and sand down and do all that stuff anymore. Kids, they're a real big time consumer. Fighting with my Anycubic. Yeah, I'm kind of over Anycubic. Like, my Cobra works fine. I had to fix it though, but I had that printer a little over a year now, and it started breaking down with the leveling sensor acting up, and then I had a cable problem to where it didn't really pick up anything. So Anycubic is very good at making good printers, but they only last forever. Like, I have the M5S, great printer, but the self-leveling system sometimes is default. So I've seen a lot of people go ahead and get the M5 build plate where you just unscrew it and level it that way, and it works just fine. So like I've told a lot of people this, like, it doesn't matter how many bells and whistles your printer has, it's not going to beat out the original. Because the more expensive the printer is, if they have auto leveling, you got automatic, what's that, resin fill, automatic leveling and all that stuff. I said that twice. The more expensive it's going to be in the end to actually fix the printer. Like I stated before, I have 3 Mars 2 Pro Plus outside, and they work just fine. The only thing I've ever had to do to them is on occasion change the screen. That was it, because the screen either blew out or there's so much resin on screen that the light can't get through and cure the resin properly. But other than that, dude, these things crank out models just fine. I've been on occasions where I've had to take models that were supposed to print on my M5S, and I put them on my Mars because the M5S just wasn't working right, and put them on my Mars, and the shit worked fine. No problem, no nothing. So all the bells and whistles, high speed resin printing, high speed this, that, self-leveling, AI features, it's all fun and all cool. It's supposed to make your life a little bit less hectic, but whenever those systems start to mess up, it becomes a problem because you really don't know how it works, because you tinkered with like an Ender 3, which is the most basic of basic printers. You have to contact support. They're in China. They're a day ahead. So that means you have to start talking to them now in order to get a response by the next day. It's a pain in the ass. So I'm not knocking a new printer. I think new printers are great. The technology is getting there to where you can have a lot of fun with it. But at the same time, if you don't like to tinker and you're getting the high-tech stuff and you're spending six, seven, $800 on this stuff and it's not working right versus something like an Ender 3, which is what, $150 now? You know, you got to pick your battles. That's all I'm saying. So that's a little bit my little rant on new printers. I love new printers. I got a M3 Max out in my garage. For some reason, it keeps tripping my breaker. So I had to do a little finagling to actually get it to work. And right now, I'm still not 100% convinced that it's not going to trip my breaker again. But it has given me some pretty good prints and stuff like that. And it's helped me fill orders and stuff like that. So not really complaining. I'm just pointing out that sometimes newer, greater, and the best technology isn't always the best, especially when it comes to this industry. Jason's the only remaster figure with no head that I've had a few friends ask me about. Like from Hasbro? Like the Lightning collection Jason head. I have a Jason head, but it is in the Legacy pack. So if you subscribe, there's a Legacy tier, and after 3 months, you get the whole MMPR statue pack. It comes with 7 statues with swappable hands, heads, weapons, and stuff like that, with display bases that you guys can customize however you want. I think Jason comes with the power sword, Rocky comes with a blaster, and his helmet head. So yeah, Legacy tier, if you're looking for that, 3 months in, you get the whole lot, and it's a lot of files. So little incentive for you to jump on board. You have to paint in the slicer. Haven't figured it out yet. That sounds utterly complicated, and I don't want to do that. But I'm also intrigued. Like, is it like Microsoft Paint? Like, how does that work? I'm interested, and maybe I'll watch a video on it or something. Totally forgot the original statues had head. Well, about to add that to the list. Make some 3-0 heads. 3-0 heads. I have no idea what 3-0 means. It sounds familiar, but I have no clue. So, alrighty, folks. Well, thank you guys for coming to hang out with me. I'm about to sign on off because I still have a little bit of work to do. So, again, congratulations to our winners, Turbo Trenton and Les Outliers de Nico. My French is not that great, but I know he's in France because he told me he was in France. So, with that being said, folks, thank you guys for being patrons. I really do appreciate your support. And if you guys want to do a live stream, maybe next week around the same time, where we can chit chat it up, I'm all for it. So it'll be great. It'll be great to kind of get back into live streaming again. So yeah, great job, everyone. Turbo, thanks again. I'll keep an eye out for a message on Patreon. I'm going to be sending that the moment I log off. So keep an eye on your inbox for that. All right, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys later. Maybe in another live stream next week. So if you guys want to do that, I will put up a poll on my Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, on the Patreon, and you guys can go ahead and vote. So, all right, guys, take care of yourself. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you guys on the other side. Bye.